Oh, it is working this time. Good morning.
Bull-NA-ChinaShop TV. Not just a YouTube channel, your main source for bull breed entertainment. I offer video services such as stud features, kennel features, and full event coverage. I also offer photography services such
Wednesday
as
morning,
shoots,
people.
individual dog
Podcast
shoots,
time.
and full kennel shoots. You can see examples of each on any and all Bull-NA-ChinaShop social media pages. You can also see an in-depth look into my life and the American Bully lifestyle with my vlog found on the YouTube channel as well. Bull-NA-ChinaShop TV is also the home of the Bull-NA-ChinaShop podcast, a real, raw, uncut podcast dedicated to the bull breeds and the American Bully lifestyle. You can find all episodes of the Bull-NA-ChinaShop podcast, stud features, kennel features, event features, and all of the vlogs on youtube.com/Bull-NA-ChinaShop TV. Check it out and hit subscribe today. I'm taking applications right now. I need more haters. What the fuck is going on? You amazing motherfuckers. And we are.
Hey, shout out. Good morning, Ariel. Shout out to Chris Johnson, Q Mark Johnson, for all of the beats that you hear, the intro, everything. All the music you hear on this podcast is from that one guy. Shout out, brother. I appreciate everything. Let's see if my app can handle the extended length live this time. Last week we got cut off a little early. Good morning. Yo, you amazing motherfuckers. Most of the time I say beautiful. Don't even know why I said amazing. So this week, episode 74, Wednesday morning, as always. I think in the future we're going to do some of these on Tuesday nights just because of scheduling conflict and whatnot. But Wednesday morning, back again, episode 74 of the Bull-NA-ChinaShop podcast, the first and only podcast dedicated to the bull breeds and the American Bully lifestyle, dedicated to bringing you raw-ass content from my lifestyle, basically is what we're doing. Now, this week, we've got a brand new guest, somebody that's never been on here before, somebody that we've never had on the show before, but somebody who's been in this thing, been in these dogs, been in this bully world for a long time. 2006, running on over a decade. See what I mean? Today, we're going to be talking to Hakim Brimah from Animalville Breeders. I'm going to bring Hakim on here just as soon as he joins in. I'm not sure how to add people on this live escapade that we're on yet, but as soon as Hakim wants to join in, we'll get him joined in here. Maybe it's right here. Oh, I think I found it. Hang on. I think I found it. Okay, he is invited. Well, now how do you get out of this? The invite is sent, but now I can't get out of the damn thing. There we go. Hakim, please join this thing and give us some fucking sanity around here, man. Some sort of sane thinking around here. What's up, Carlos? Hey, I see you on Instagram. All the support, brother. I appreciate that. Anyway, Hakim Brimah from Animalville Breeders, founded in Chicago, 2006. The headquarters of Animalville Breeders is in Chicago. They also have locations in Houston, Michigan, and Nevada. Now, for you guys that don't know who Hakim is, he was integral in... There he is. He's here. Where's he at? What are we doing? Bring him. So he was a key part of the advertisement and promotion of this year's 2017 ABKC Nationals. Now, one of the biggest nationals ever. There he is. What's up, sir? Good morning.
What's
Good
going
morning.
on?
Hey, thanks for being on the show, man. Thanks for picking up the phone when I hit you up. You know what I mean?
No problem.
Anyway, I was just telling him you were an integral part in that massive nationals that we just had a couple of weeks ago. I mean, we seen you on radio interviews, we seen you on TV interviews, we seen you all over social media pushing, promoting. First of all, give us a little bit of background about how you got involved with. Actually went into the promotion of this thing because nationals was huge. I think we might have actually lost Hakim. But yeah, so we had, as soon as we get the technical stuff ironed out here, we'll be back in business. But we had one of the biggest events of the year, and the promotion behind it was crazy. So how did you, first of all, how did you get involved with the ABKC?
Basically, I heard about the ABKC when I first started breeding American bullies. Registered my dogs with them. To get more deeper into ABKC regarding the show in Chicago, me and Dave are real, cool. Me and Dave are friends, and one of the things I really pushed, because Chicago's a great city, it's a dog city. We have a lot of great breeders in Chicago. American Bully's a real big, strong breed in Chicago. I've seen it grown.
For sure.
I remember in 2006, 2007, when I started, the only people I knew in the city of Chicago that had bullies were a few people, Manny Vasquez from Outlaw Kennels. I was infatuated with their website. Their website was to me, their website was like way ahead of the game.
It was years ahead,
Esteban.
Man. I used to sit on that Outlaw site every day. I'd be on that Outlaw site every day. And they had one of the first flash sites I ever seen, one of the first moving sites I ever seen, one of the first, I'm talking back in the day when they had Boogie Monster and Scrap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm talking about back in the day. This is way ahead of what was going on then as far as my site. I didn't even have a site when I started looking at their site. You know what I mean?
I mean, people didn't understand, the Elite Edge board, Machiavelli's board, Outlaws board, websites. I'm gonna tell you who really influenced my marketing and my promotional skills besides Outlaw. Devil's Den. Devil's Den's website was off the chain for back then. I don't the way they put the bullies out there back then was a big deal. So, talking about Chicago, besides Outlaw Kennels, we had Esteban from Chi-Town Kennels. Another person that I remember from back in the day was Judge Chan. So there's a lot of breeders that have always been in Chicago, but in the last 10 years, Chicago's American bully community has really, really grown. So when Nationals in New Orleans was done, I put a bug in Dave's ear, just think about Chicago. And he decided to do it. And being that I kind of put a bug in his ear, and me knowing Chicago, I wanted to kind of help make sure ABKC had a successful show in Chicago.
Well, even going back, not even talking about nationals, but even going back, even for me, I lived on the East Coast, but my first dogs came from the Midwest. You know what I mean? I wasn't even living in the Midwest, and a lot of the blood, a lot of the look that I liked was coming out of the Midwest already. Steve from Pure Blue with all those freaks of nature. I mean, he changed, Bismarcky and T.I. and a lot of these dogs changed the game. Manny and them guys, Outlaws, changed the game. AAO Kennels up there changed, did a bunch of different stuff as far as the razors.
Kill Noise. Dayton too. Kill Noise. I used to go on their website. I remember Kill Noise had a list of dogs. I mean, they had a whole bunch of dogs on their page.
Dude, the first time I ever seen Debo, which Dayton, if you watch this in the future, shout out, man, nothing but respect. The first time I seen Debo, I mean, back then I kind of liked brindle dogs. I had a thing for brindle dogs. Now, not so much. You know what I mean? But back then I kind of had a thing for brindle dogs, and when I seen Debo, I'm like, yo, that dude was bad, and he was, you know, probably 2 years or 3 years ahead of his time. Also, I feel like Debo, when he first brought him out, he was bully. You know, there wasn't a lot of stuff as far as thickness and mass keeping up with him. Do you remember a dog up there named Pink Tiger?
I'm not familiar with Big Tiger. Are you talking about in Chicago or just the Midwest?
No, up in Chicago. I don't know if the guy lived right in Chicago, but it was some Midwest monsters blood. Big reverse brindle boy with a pink nose named Pink Tiger. He was on the first cover of Keeping It Bully magazine.
Okay. I think I'm familiar with it. When it comes down to the Midwest blood, I'm gonna be honest. To me, with Kev, I always heard about Kev's dog. I forgot the popular his number one dog. I forgot his name. I always heard about the dog being in Chicago, but being that I was in the city of Chicago, the dogs I really heard about mostly was Outlaw Kennels. Chi-Town Kennels had a dog. I think his name was Mr. Cash. Very beautiful dog back then. So most of the dogs I knew were more in the city. You know, when it came down to branching outside the city of Chicago and learning more, that came later on in my years. But most of my business regarding American Bully was always in the city. So I kind of learned from those guys first. The first time I ever saw AI done, the individual that got me into American Bully, his name is Alton Banks. Alton Banks is also part of Animalville. And I had an AI that I was getting done. I needed to give 2 dogs bread. I never knew what an AI was. And he had Esteban and his cousin Eddie from Chi-Town Kennels, which to me, as some OGs out of Chicago, actually come to my house on 78th and Green and do an AI right in front of me. So I never thought that was possible till I physically saw that with my eye. And I think that was around 2009, 2010.
Right, because back then we had to have that tie pick. You had to have that. If you didn't show me that shit tied up, I didn't believe that it even went down. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I mean, I didn't know till I ended up having about 7 or 8 pups like 60 days later. So they doing this in front of me. I'm like, what the hell are they doing to my dogs? So that's my first time ever being introduced to AI. So I mean, the bully game, man, is grown a lot. ABKC to me, when you speak about ABKC, to me, ABKC is a very, very powerful entity. I personally think sometimes they don't know how powerful they are. You know, to me.
Back then, let's talk about 2009, 2010, especially if that's right when I came into the ABKC 2009, the Wisconsin Blizzard show up there, the Keeping It Bully shows they used to throw at the ballpark out there, Israel and Kevin and both. You know, that's when I came into this shit. So like, let's talk about the difference then. Like, I don't think people understand how much different it was then, because there's not a lot of people around from that time.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of people that have been here from 09 to 2007 and seen the show ring, the judges, the politics, how much all that shit has changed.
I mean, I'll tell you a show, me and my partner Cortez Herring, we always dealt with Razor's Edge blood. I owned a Remy son named Peacemaker, who I obtained from Alton Banks, who was my mentor. And at that time, we were breeding Peacemaker a lot all over Chicago. He would give us the razor edge head, the strong look we wanted, but body-wise, we wasn't getting what we wanted. We attended the show, the Midwest Blizzard show you're speaking about in Wisconsin in 2009, 2010, we attended that show. And me and Cortez was standing there watching the show. Then all of a sudden, we see everybody run to the ring. And we're like, what's going on? And people were excited. So there was a guy next to me. I'm like, man, what's going on? He's like, he was so excited. He was like, you've never heard of Dallas? You've never heard of Dallas? I'm like, who is Dallas? So come to find out, Dallas, which was one of Dak's best sons, was from Michigan. He was a special guest at the show. At that time, I'll say like around that time, I wasn't really into the dogs, man. I was kicking it, I was partying. So I didn't know who Dax was. So my first introduction into Dax was at that show through his son. So when I saw his son, I mean, I was amazed by the body on the son. I was always 100% razor's edge guy, man. I'm not moving, I'm not budging. But eventually, to me, to truly change things and be an innovator, you have to go outside the box. So I got in contact with the owner of Dallas. And what I ended up doing at that time also was I was told, if you really want to build a program, you need to get you a nice female. Because I kept trying to breed my stud peacemaker. I kept trying to breed peacemaker, but I really wasn't getting what I wanted. So at that time, I did my research, and I got in touch with another OG from back in the day named DJ from Mo Better Blues in Atlanta, who had Rocky. I ended up purchasing a Rocky daughter. So basically, long story short, I took my Rocky daughter, which is Lady. I took her to James Goins, who owned Dallas at the time, and that's after of 2 breedings. The first one, she had a one that came out dead. Second one, she had 6 pups. Basically, after that breeding, that's when really Animalville started going up. We got our foundation female out there breeding.
See, and a lot of these dogs that we're talking about, you know, the people that listen to my show probably aren't going to know exactly who we're talking about. But if a lot of you guys, especially Midwest guys, if you go back through your pedigrees, you're going to see dogs like Mr. Cash. You're going to see dogs like Scooby. You're going to see dogs like Little Bear. You're going to see dogs like T.I. back there. You're going to see dogs like Outlaws. You know, there's people that have full 4 generations back, full outlaw kennels, don't even know who Outlaws is right now. You know, see, to me, that's a little bit of a tragedy. And hopefully one day I can get an hour of Manny's time to talk some shit with me also, you know what I mean? Because I want to pick his brain, because he was around, those guys were around before this was a popular thing to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like a lot of the people
guys
coming
really did it to do it. Like they did it. They want for the money. They really did it.
Right. And a lot of the people coming in, I kind of have I don't know. I just kind of you see the hidden agenda, the ulterior motive behind why they want to do this shit. Those guys couldn't have that back then. You know what I mean? They were doing this shit because they loved this shit. They loved the dogs. They wanted to take it to a different level and more mainstream. See, the goal has always been to take this shit more mainstream. And I don't know why we keep fighting ourselves. Like we can't get out of our own way sometimes to take this shit mainstream. You know what I mean?
I mean, I think where one of the reasons why I think ABKC is powerful is ABKC is taking it international. I think one of the reasons why you can't a worldwide thing because of them. I think one of the reasons why you can't get it mainstream is because people live in this Facebook world. People don't understand once I get off Facebook. Exactly. Once I get off this thing, I got bills to pay. I got another business I run. I got things to do once I get done. Yeah, I got dogs barking downstairs. I got to go, feed all kind of stuff. So, I think people get engulfed in this social media world. Social media is great to reach people all over the world. It's a great tool, but people just don't understand how powerful what we're doing regarding this dog. I don't think people understand how powerful it is. I mean, like literally the week of nationals, leading up to nationals, myself, the Bishop Kennels, Ivan Bishop from UK, the PR lady, we were going all over Chicago to some of the top major news facility, newspaper, radio. And we had ABKC champion Junior with us. Wherever we took that dog or took one of our puppies, the whole building was shut down. Just like, man, what is that? What is this? I mean, and when people ask what is that, I mean, to me, that's captivating. That just shows how powerful the breed is and what we're doing is. But a lot of people want to stay on Facebook arguing with each other over nothing, when really we should be reaching out and expanding, especially in the United States, expanding the reach of the American Bully community.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't see the numbers because they don't look into it. But if you look at Google search numbers for the American Bully the past 5 years, it's like a fucking straight arrow up. You know what I mean? It grows every year by leaps and fucking bounds. So doing that stuff, getting into these offices and getting into these news channels and radio stations and newspapers, that's only going to help. But what I love is, you're saying you had one dog with you, and every time you were in there, just stop traffic. This is what the whole goal was. This is what the whole goal was from day one, was to create shit that literally stopped people in their tracks and said, what is that? But back in the day, they used to go, oh man, that's a crazy pit bull. But now they're not saying that. Now we got to look to a point where they're not saying that's a crazy looking pit bull. They're going, what is that? That's something different.
Exactly.
What is
and
that?
that's what we're supposed to educate them.
That's
And that's
our
what we're
job.
supposed to actually educate the people.
Right. That's where
And
we
let them know
step
what's
in and
going
say,
on.
this is the American Bully, ABKC, dog, confirmation shows. It's a little bit why I'm so adamant about putting out the information that I put out is a lot of new faces see this stuff because I advertise in a lot of platforms that don't really get a lot of push from American Bully people or dog people at all, So like a lot of new faces see this stuff. So I want people to get information they can use and information they can take and get better or even just understand the breed better because people don't understand it. I'm trying at my hardest to avoid all that other negative shit, the drama shit. Like I'm trying my hardest to stay away from that because of how many new people are coming in that see this. It's just too many people are seeing this that aren't in the dog world for me to be putting out any kind of, drama or bashing or hating or anything like that. I have to put out a certain kind of content because I want these people to understand what we're doing, the lifestyle, the breed, the dogs themselves,
Yeah, I agree. Like I said, I think people get caught up in the social media world so much that they forget it's a bigger picture. It's to me out of 100%. When you talk about the reach of the American Bully, I think as a community, our reach is still I think we're under 50%. We're not even close to getting to 50% of the people we can reach, in my opinion.
No, I think we're
I mean,
under 50% too, for sure. We could double the community. I mean, if we worked hard, we could double the community and then some, I think.
And that's why I think a show that happened, what just happened in Chicago and Nationals, I think it was a very, very big deal. I think if that continues, that momentum continues from a show of that capacity, the effort that was put into that show, the backing that was put into that show by ABKC, if that continues, it's gonna help the whole community and whole breed out.
Everybody benefits, man. Everybody that is attached to the American Bully in any way benefits from something like that. Everybody that's attached to the American Bully benefits from my shit. Everybody that's attached to the American Bully benefits from F.W. Spielberg's show. Everybody that's attached to the American Bully benefits from Zeb Brooks doing his shit. Everybody benefits from Rob Lee now doing his thing, and always years and years been doing his thing more mainstream. Everyone benefits from that shit. So why so much hate? I think the Nationals was so successful that it really made these motherfuckers panic, man. I feel like Nationals was such a huge thing that they really have no other avenue or no other possibility of how to react than trying to make it look like trying to lie and say that it was something that it wasn't. It was overwhelming. I left the ring twice to go to the bathroom. I couldn't get to the bathroom. It was so packed in there. I don't know where these pictures are coming from or videos that are coming from are supposed to be an empty building. I haven't seen one. Even the ones that they're trying to say where it's empty, it's still a packed building. I just don't understand how people. Anyway, but I think that's why, because it was such a successful thing, that's the only reaction they can have. I mean, that just to react the other way, the opposite way, as extreme as possible. That's the only reaction they have because it was such a successful thing.
I mean, I think you can't, at the end of the day, I was there. We was there. We know what it was. I think what it is, man, I don't get into the whole back and forth thing because I think people have personal issues with each other from the past.
That's what it comes down to.
That's all to me, I'm gonna be honest, it has nothing to do with the dogs from outside of looking in. I'm not gonna say who's right, who's wrong. I'm never gonna say that because I don't know what relationships people have had in the past and what issues they've had with each other in the past.
I don't care who's right and wrong. You know what I mean? Like I don't give a fuck who's right or who's wrong. Who cares? It's a bad look for the rest. It's a bad look for the whole community, in my opinion.
I agree. And like I said, I think as long as the momentum and the thing that was created at Nationals in Chicago is continued, I don't see nothing but positivity coming towards the bully community. I think people just got to get outside of FB. You know what I'm saying? We're really working on building the market in Chicago. We're throwing a show April 21st. Like I said, it's a lot of guys coming from Chicago that are really putting in work. We have a lot of great dogs there. Ghostface. We have Sicario from Outlaw Kennels. We have Grim, Rocco. It's a lot of dogs from that area that are great and a lot of great breeders. So I like to see everybody successful. You know what I'm saying? So that's
sure.
what I'm about. To me, it's enough out here for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not with the whole getting personal with each other. Exactly. So we all can eat.
It's not a local thing anymore. Like back in the day,
it's not.
You were kind of restricted to the amount of people that you could touch or reach because of the technology, where we have the technology now where it's not a local thing anymore. It's a statewide thing. It's a nationwide thing. It's a worldwide thing. So I agree with you 100%. There's a crazy hub of breeders right there and dogs right there in that Chicago area. But it's not just it won't just be Chicago people there. It'll be people there from, 3, 4, 5 states away, 6 states away, all over the Midwest, the South, the East Coast. There'll be a lot of people there. Now, are you planning to approach that April show the same way that you helped out with the ABKC show?
Hey, look, man. Hey, for sure, man. Once I get something started, they can tell you, man, I don't play around, man. We want the best. We do the best, and we go after the best. You know what I'm saying? So this is, Ernest Johnson, who you familiar with. Ernest from No Malice Bullies and Animalville Breeders are putting this show together. One thing that Ernest is kind of like me. We think the same. He doesn't play games, so this show is gonna be. We're gonna put the best out with this show. We're gonna go all out. The facility we have is a really nice facility. It's in the city. One thing I try to do is, if we put shows together, I try to keep it within the city. A lot of people say they throw shows in the city of Chicago, but really they be in the burbs. I try to throw it in the city of Chicago because in the city of Chicago, we don't have a lot of things that, like, for example, the show I threw in 2016 was the first, to me, I heard the first true American bully show within the city limits of Chicago. Nationals was the second. So what we're going to do in April is the third. So we want to continue growing the brand for the American bully, the breeders in Chicago, just giving them an opportunity, giving all of us an opportunity to show what we got at the show April 21st. So the same push we pushed for Nationals is going to continue with our show.
That's dope, man. That's dope. And, as you know, that's an area I'm kind of stepping into this year too, helping people promote their events and doing some live stuff, ringside commentary, live podcast, stuff like that. We're going to be doing from some events too. So if I can help, let me know. We'll get in on that for sure. We'll make it a big thing.
Man, I appreciate that. I
just feel like we need to get more people with that mindset, man. We need to get more show hosts with the mindset of, we got to spend a little money to do it right, because right now we have maybe 50% of the show hosts that are spending money, and maybe 50% that aren't, just kind of cutting corners and having Dollar General shows, is what I call them, these little dollar store shows. You know what I'm saying?
You know what's crazy about people that these hosts, man, not to bring up, I've seen other registries that are outside of American ABKC. They might have trash dogs. Their dogs might not be healthy, but I've been to the shows where the shows are entertaining. I've seen shows in China with dogs getting pulled up in Rolls Royce, red carpet. Just the showmanship of the show. So when these hosts say they don't want to spend a lot of money, sometimes you don't have to come out of pocket. If you get enough sponsors, and we're not talking about just Facebook sponsors, not no $50, $100, $200 sponsors from Facebook. We're talking about big company corporate sponsors. You might not have to pay for your show. You can go all out and make the show a big show by actually having sponsors fund your show, because you're giving them the opportunity to reach out to a big community, the bully community. I recently had a corporate sponsor reach out to me. They're trying to get into building kennels, dog houses, and just what they saw on Nationals, the weekend Nationals, like, man, look, we want to get in. You know what I'm saying? Can you help us get in? For example, so if you throw a show that's appealing to the eye, that reaches out to people, you never know who's going to reach out to you. Like, look, how much do you want me to put on your show? I want to be a sponsor. So sometimes, you know, being cheap might not be a good thing. You might throw one good show where you don't make no money, but you deck it out, and your next show, now you have sponsors approaching you talking about, you know, I want to sponsor your next show, and you don't have to come out of pocket your next show.
That's exactly kind of my plan too. People ask me all the time if they can do kennel advertisements or stud advertisements and on the podcast, and I don't want that. I don't want $50 stud advertisements or kennel advertisements. That's not what I want. We want to take this thing to a bigger level. I'm talking, you know, I don't want to take your $50 right now. I want to take $50K from a real sponsor in a couple of years. You see what I mean? Like, we want, you know, somebody that's actually going to invest in the show, not just give you $50 to advertise their kennel banner. You know, that's not what we're looking for. That's not what I'm into.
No disrespect to the people that, I mean, that $50, $100, we will have that available for your kennel banner, for your stud and your kennel, to advertise your kennel. But as a show host, my thing is, you want to put a good show together, a show that's not just, to me, not just about the ring. I love the ring. I'm learning a lot about the ring, but it needs to be a showman, you know, something that's attractive to everybody. Because everybody doesn't want to come and just stand by the ring. Some people want to learn. Well, you know, at my show, at the show we're throwing April 21st, we're gonna have a section dedicated to, let's say, individuals like yourself, Manny, a trainer, people, a judge, to educate people. So besides the ring, we're gonna have a section where you could go in there at certain times during the day, where you can listen to a certain person speak on a subject that has to do with American Bully. We're gonna have a stack off stage. You know what I'm saying? We have 2 restaurants, 2 bars in there. You have a special room just for kids. We have like 100 arcades, 5 jumping rooms for the kids. So you could bring your kids, just let your kids loose in there while you're in the show. You know what I'm saying? So to me, when you do a show, it should be more of an event. It should be a lot of things going on.
That's my plan too. That's one of the things I want to do this year too is, you know, and not a lot of people could even pull this off, but a little color commentary from ringside. You know, when you're watching the National Dog Show, you've got 2 commentators. One knows about dogs. The other one's just a color commentator. I could do both. You see what I mean? So I'm going to do some live ringside shows this year. Obviously, you know, we're going to do a couple of shows with select show hosts that I know are going to have a good turnout and really take the time and spend the money to do it right or set it up the right way. But, you know, ringside commentary during the Best of Winners Grand Champion classes. No one's doing that. Bull-NA-ChinaShop TV is going to be doing that. Live podcasting show. I did 2 last year, and we had like a crowd, like an audience watching the podcast, just like the show had watching the ring, you know? So it's little stuff like that, and I agree 100%. Having stuff like that is what separates a regular, you know, we're going to go to a 50-dog show, or we're going to show up and not be able to walk to the fucking bathroom. That's the difference.
It's supposed to be an event, you know, a family, you know, where you can bring your family, your kids, and just, you know, totally enjoy the whole atmosphere. You know, we're into these dogs, we love them, but, you know, you want your family to be part of it. You know, I know a lot of people, their families, their wives, you rely on them a lot when it comes down to these dogs, because, you know, besides doing these dogs, you know, I have a regular business, you know, so I don't do this full time. You know what I'm saying? I do it because I enjoy it. I enjoy, you know, like I said, you know, the Week of Nationals, I met somebody, Barbados, Uruguay, UK. So, you know, the bully community, it just gives you the opportunity to meet people you never would have ever met in your life. So I enjoy that part about it.
For sure.
Yeah,
not only that, but like it allows you to make business connections and market to people that you would never have access to or meet in a different situation.
True. Like I said, I mean, just, you know, like I said, you know, the Week of Nationals, leading up to Nationals, and I've met, you know, just through National, I've met the lady that was really the biggest person behind what we did Nationals Week. Her name is Emerald. Emerald Hunter. She's a PR lady. Her company's named My Why. So a lot of things we did in nationals, she was behind it. So, but because of the nationals and ABKC giving me the chance to be the middleman for them, I got a chance to meet a lady like this. I got a chance to meet, if you grew up in Chicago, Channel 7 ABC News is the #1 TV station in Chicago. These are people I watched growing up in Chicago that, I'm seeing them, shaking up with Dave, hugging up on the puppy, just in love, total love. So I got a chance to meet that, do that. So just being part of this community gives you the opportunity to meet a lot of different people in all different worlds, not just the dog world. When you keep your mind at just in the Facebook world, you're going to be stuck arguing with these people on the Facebook world. I'm not trying to do that.
What do you think is like, because, social media does play a part of what we do now. I mean, it allows people from all over the world to see what we're doing and what we're involved in. So that's a positive thing. But what percentage of the actual real world community do you think that you actually can see from just on Facebook? Like, what, to me, it's probably maybe 20%, 25%. You might only a quarter of what really goes.
It might be less than 20%. I think people don't understand that the real world in our Facebook bully community, some people still don't know what an American bully is. Right. A lot of people don't know what an American bully is. Even though it's grown tremendously in the last 10 years, it's still nowhere near where it could be easily.
There's people that own American bullies and don't know what an American bully is.
You see what I'm saying? So,
when
you're talking about the Facebook community for the bullies, out of the people that the reach you can have, I think it's only like 20% of the real world, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree. So, and we get the 20% that you see on Facebook, at least half of it is the negative shit. So people, if you're looking at Facebook as your only source to get information on the American bully community or the ABKC community, because let's be honest, ABKC covers a lot more than American bullies now. I mean, at Nationals, I had eight breeds and 7 breeds, and every breed had every class with dogs in competition in them. So we cover a lot more than just American bullies now. So if you're basing your knowledge on the ABKC community on just what you see on Facebook, you're only getting 20% of the actual pie, and half of what you're seeing is negative. So no wonder you have a negative opinion about what's going on. It's a coin flip whether you're going to have a positive or a negative opinion, just because your only experience is from social media. Get out. Go see some dogs. Go put your hands on some dogs that you think are trash. If they're still trash after you put your hands on them, then your opinion matters. You know what I'm saying?
And when it comes down to that, that's why I feel like me personally, and I've told Dave and them this, I think the ABKC community is spoiled, in my opinion. I think, to me, I think ABKC spoils them. To me, if you continue trying to educate people and teach everybody on Facebook, you're going to keep your growth there. If you want to really grow and teach people, get outside of Facebook. Those individuals that continue bashing or bringing negativity, they only have their power in Facebook. If you go outside of Facebook and do what you did the week of Nationals and concentrate on that, they can't affect them people. Because to be honest, it takes a certain amount of dollars to get outside of Facebook to affect the real world outside of Facebook. And if you really want to know who has a powerful registry, look at the registry that reached out. So that's how you got the power.
Right. It doesn't cost a thing to make right now, I'm going to talk shit about live videos. I'm doing one right now. It doesn't cost a thing to make a live video sitting in your house. This cost me $0. My phone I have anyway. You know what I'm saying? I'm using the light from the outside. This costs $0. That should not have any weight but into what is actually going on the ground, the footwork that actually is going in. Like you like you're saying, I agree 1,000%. You judge the registry on the footwork it's actually putting in, the real world work that it's actually putting in. Now, I mean, we need the social media promotion and marketing. We need that. Don't get me wrong. We need that. But if you're only advertising to the 5,000 people that are friends with you on your page, your reach is only going to be 10% of those 5,000 people. So you're really only reaching 500 people. That's not a real reach. To me, that's not a significant number to where I'm going to change my opinion or change the way I do things because of you now have a newfound 500 person reach on Facebook. What about the hundreds of thousands of people that ABKC reaches on a worldwide level, not on Facebook? You know, their Facebook page is only 180,000. The Bull-NA-ChinaShop TV Facebook page is about similar to the ABKC page. If they were only that big, it couldn't be what it is. You know what I mean? If the ABKC was only as big as their social media presence, it wouldn't be what it is. To me, their social media presence is one of the weaker sides of things. Like, to me, that's something that they need to kind of improve on. And when they do, look out, man. When they really get that social media shit figured out and they start 2 million people and 3 million people and 5 million people on there, dude, look out. I can't imagine what this shit's going to be.
Yeah, I mean, I've told Dave, personally that, I think, man, ABKC can really, like, I mean, just look at the week leading up to nationals. I mean, like, that's just, and Chicago is the third or the fourth largest city in the United States, and everything you saw there was done a month leading to nationals. So imagine if you did that 4 or 5 months
all
before.
Year, or all year long. If you took the winners from nationals and made a 3-month campaign on social media for those winners of nationals, 3 months of just promoting the winners from nationals, and then you spent the next 9 months promoting the next nationals event, imagine how big that motherfucker would be.
So I mean, it's a lot of growth opportunity within
for sure, and they're doing a lot of things already that are helping it grow. To me,
oh, they are, man. They are, man. Like I say, man, I commend ABKC in their efforts, because I know that coming and dealing with Chicago is a great city, but Chicago is a city that makes you, like, pull your pants up, and you gotta stand firm. Chicago will make you earn it. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes down to dealing with the city, I know the investment that was put into it was not no little investment. The time Regina put a lot of time and effort into putting that show together. Navy Pier is a beautiful venue, but it's not an easy venue to deal with when we're dealing with dogs. So I mean, the effort that ABKC put into it showed me personally that they're trying to, get outside of the FV world. FV is great. Like you said, it's great to reach out to people we would never meet. But to me, people have to be realistic and understand FB has a wall. Once you hit that wall, it's nothing else. All you're stuck. You know what I'm saying? So
unless you spend a lot of money, unless you pay Facebook a lot of money, then that you can go to another level. But unless you're willing to spend that money and pay Facebook to advertise for you, you're right. You're going to hit a ceiling for sure.
You're going to hit a ceiling, man, So, I mean, like I said, I think there's a lot of growth. Another thing I want to commend ABKC on is ABKC came to the city of Chicago. They usually help shelters out, dog shelters, but this time they chose to help out Latanya Johnson, who has her program in the inner city of Chicago in Inglewood. They chose to be part of that with us. Animalville, the guys from Lou City Bullies, Rashad, Bruce. Also, man, like, no questions asked. How much you need, Hakim? Gave it to me. You know what I'm saying? So I really want to thank those, ABKC and Lou City Bullies for really helping Latanya out. I spoke to Latanya yesterday. Just that money we gave her has helped her start a movement with what she's trying to do. She's trying to get a venue. So right now she's in the process of getting a venue. She's also going to be part of our show April 21st. Like, no matter what show I throw in Chicago, we're always going to try to help the city out, because, like I said, the bully thing has changed my life. I know a lot of guys from the city of Chicago has changed their lives in a lot of positive ways. So I think if we can get the word out to kids we know in the city. The junior handlers program, which is, I'm gonna tell you what was crazy about the junior handler program. I never knew it was that serious. I was in the back while you were judging, and I was
Dude.
trying to get those kids to help some of Latanya's kids out, and they were gonna help, but I can tell when I was talking to them, they were like, "Man, this dude is trying to, fuck up my practice."
Yeah,
And one of the kids
right.
came to me nicely. He came up to me nicely, like, "Sir, I really want to help these kids out, but can they just watch us? Because I have to get in the zone." I did not know the junior handlers program was that serious. I learned it in
Hey, man.
nationals. They were real serious.
To be real honest with you, I didn't. I mean, I see it in the ring, judging. Like, we have to do junior handlers almost every show, so you see it, but you just don't see it on that scale. You know what I mean? Like, I had a junior handler class where it literally wrapped around the entire ring from where we started all the way to the entrance and exit. It must have been 30 kids in that junior handler class, and it wasn't even like the older classes. And these older classes, these kids know more about the anatomy of the dogs and the standard itself than most of the adults in the building do.
Hey, man, that next generation of bully kids is gonna be a whole different level. Because I thought, I always thought, oh man, this is for fun. Dave was the one that actually told me, like, man, Deanna told me, hey, they get points. I didn't know they got points.
Yeah.
So when I was back there with those kids were serious. They're like, look, sir, I would like to help them, but I got to get ready.
Yeah, and it actually inspired me a lot. Also, to be real honest with you, I actually just did, which I think you were commenting on the video that I did about the junior handler give back. I don't know if you've seen that one or not, but
I've seen you post about it.
Yeah, so it inspired me a lot also to try to get some really, try to get some kids that really don't have the opportunities that some of these other juniors do, and try to get them a bully dog, a nice American bully to show off, something they can campaign with the adults and compete in the junior handlers. So I just started that this year. Also, I'm going to be doing an annual junior handler give back. I think the goal next year is going to be 5 kids instead of just 2. So I think that I've got 2 other kennels involved already. I'm sure there's going to be more jumping on board the more we get the word out. But we're going to be trying to set up at least 5 kids every year with a quality American bully, not a throwaway puppy, not like, because I've seen some junior handlers get donated dogs, but that was like the last pick, and that should have went to a pet home. You know what I mean? So quality animals, get them some real stuff that they can work with, and make it like almost like a scholarship program every year, where kids have to apply. There's stipulations and requirements they have to adhere to. We're going to try to do it on a serious level, try to get some of these kids more involved. I agree 1,000%. It's going to be on a whole different level in 10 years, these kids coming up.
Yeah, one thing I'm really, I'm trying to put together is, man, when we sell these dogs, we make good money. What I would like to do is, I would like to eventually set up some kind of scholarship donation yearly. When we throw this show that we're throwing out, me personally, Animalville Breeders, our crew, and whoever else, we would like to, when we throw a show in Chicago, we would like to set up a donation yearly to a family or a kid. So, because I think when I was growing up in Chicago, we always had violence in Chicago. But when I was growing up, we had the YMCA, we had the neighborhood club, we had things where we could go. Some of these kids I see now, they don't really have nothing to do. Nothing to do but be on social media and say, I'm going to be over there, come shoot me, or I'm going to shoot you. So my thing is, if you give these kids opportunity to see something different, example, I don't know if you saw the video when Tad Robinson met me at Latanya's church where she had the kids. He brought his grand champion Sicario, his champion Bella. And when you look at the video and you see how these kids, the whole excitement in them. Just them seeing those dogs, seeing the awards. Tad brought all his awards. The kids were totally excited about it. So my thing is this: if you introduce something new to kids that probably never seen it before, them kids that was in nationals probably never been to nothing like that. Some of them kids probably never been to Navy Pier. If you introduce stuff to these kids that don't get the opportunity to see these things. You never know, you might change somebody's life. So that's that's one thing I'm trying to push.
I think we are changing some of these kids' lives, man.
Yeah.
I don't come from, I don't come from down, inner city Chicago. I come from the fucking trailer park. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have shit either. We had the railroad tracks, bro, and the creek. That's it. We didn't have shit either.
Nah, I know.
It's just trouble. That's all it is. Giving these kids something to work for. And my dude, Andrew Woodson out there has been doing this for years already. Shout out to Drew. He's been doing this shit for years already. I'm just kind of trying to jump on the coattails a little bit. But we are changing these kids' lives. Period. Like, for a fact, we are changing their lives. And I didn't realize how good it was going to make me feel to give, to do something like that until I actually did it. Dude, it's crazy. It's a crazy feeling.
Man, it is, man. It's a great feeling, man, when you, I mean, whatever feeling you're speaking about, that's how I felt when I saw that lady on Channel 7 crying when we brought that check out to her. I mean, I know how important, even though somebody might look at that check and say, man, that's not a lot of money, but to her, man, that was $1 million. So for us to just help her out and make her feel like that, man, that was a great feeling for me.
But that's why I wanted to talk to you, bro, because before the show, before Nationals, I was in the same boat as the whole rest of the country. I'm from the outside looking in. I didn't know anything about these commercials or radio campaigns or, TV network appointments that you guys had. But then to see the impact, dude, and a lot of people would have crumbled up on that with the TV cameras on them and with the radio. I know what it's like, bro. I got a mic every day.
Man, that ain't,
you know what I'm saying?
I got a mic every day. I can't do that every day.
Yo,
that live TV is no joke. I can't do it every day.
But I thought you did a crazy good job, dude. Like, I thought you represented the ABKC, you represented the American Bully, and you represented real deal breeders in nothing but a positive way. So I got to give you 100% props and respect for that, dude. Killed it, I thought.
Yeah, at the end of the day, man, it's like I said, everybody can eat, everybody can win. If I get an opportunity to, even those opportunities, I reached out to breeders in Chicago. I reached out to Ryan McCauley from Texas, Ivan from UK, Matthew from Barbados. So the whole point of when we did a live feed from the venue, I think Friday morning by Channel 7, the whole point of the setup was just to show the diversity within the bully community and also show the diversity within countries and states. We had Tad from Chicago there with his puppy. We had Patrick Volpe and his son, who's one of the top junior handlers, bring their dog out. So we had, so the whole point was just to show how this thing we do brings all these different people from different places together.
Right. You guys had Ivan there too, right? You guys had Ivan.
Yeah, Ivan and his family was there.
From the UK.
From the UK. So I mean, you just look at that. Viviana was there with Non-Biased Dog.
Right. Oh, so you had people from Chicago, from local city. You had someone from the East Coast with the junior handler. You had a UK dog that flew in to be shown. You had a Chinese dog that was handled by an Italian handler that both flew in to show. I mean, that's worldwide.
We had a guy from Matthew from Barbados who the puppy actually was from Bully Market. He received that pup that week at Nationals. So he's from Barbados. So we had a whole mixture of people.
We had, I think, 4 people or 5 people came from Australia, from the show that I did in Australia, came up to watch the festivities. The entire globe was covered, man. Boston Dan's from Italy, but originally from Romania. We had people from Holland there. Raheem, shout out to Raheem. Shout out to everybody from Holland that was there. Jacek, he's from France, I think, but he's from Poland. Everybody, like every ethnicity, every nationality, every profession. I mean, we're talking about a building that has dope boys and lawyers in the same place. Dope boys and prosecutors, homie, in the same place.
I'm trying to tell you, and that's the most powerful thing about American Bully to me. you can't deny the street influence of the American Bully. And when you have people from all over the world, we saying guys that probably used to run their town when it comes down to something else, and a lawyer or a doctor, it was a top writer from the Chicago Sun-Times there. I mean, you had all these people come together because of this dog and this breed.
Crazy.
That's how
man.
powerful it is to me.
It's crazy, and at the same time, I feel blessed to be involved. Like, I feel blessed to be in the middle of it, you know. And I've put myself in the middle of it on purpose because I want to be in the middle of it. But I'm just blessed to be looked at as a guy that's in the middle of this shit. And you know, I'm blessed to be doing everything that I'm doing, and everything that I've done. I've been to 11 countries because of ABKC. Well, not strictly the ABKC, but the American Bully. I've been to 11 countries. You know what I mean? Bro, until I was 28, I didn't even have a passport. What the fuck do I need a passport for? You know what I'm saying? So I just feel blessed to be in the middle of it.
It's a powerful thing.
It's like the
boundaries. I'm the same way. I've been to Canada. I've been to Aruba. I ain't been to my first time going to Aruba was to take a pup down there. My first time going to Canada was to take American Bully puppy down there. So the breed that's how powerful the breed is, man. It just connects you with everybody. You get to learn things.
Not just American bullies. The bull breed. That's why I like to include all the bull breed because, you know, the first show I went to was on my own dime, just to get more experience with some bulldog breeds, and the community that surrounds these bulldog breeds is just as crazy and diverse and like quirky as ours, you know, as our community. So it's like, it's just a bunch of dog people who love really badass bully dogs, whatever breed it is, an American Bully or an oldie or a French, anything, bully dogs. They love bull breed dogs. And it's just like, I feel fucking blessed to be a part of it, man, to be real honest with you.
Yeah. And I agree. You know, like I said, it's changed my life. One of the best things that happened to me, you know, we at Animalville, we love it. And we're going to continue supporting and growing the American Bully and doing what we do, and supporting Chicago and supporting Michigan, Nevada, Houston, wherever all my partners at.
Well, listen, bro, like I said, I got nothing but respect, nothing but support. I thought you killed it with the lead up to Nationals. Obviously, we've been following each other's programs for a minute. I've been seeing your shit for a minute. We've talked multiple times on social media, but never really got to have a conversation. So I just appreciate you sitting down with me, bro, and chopping it up.
No, man, I appreciate you inviting me, and man, I send some shout outs out if you don't mind. Dwayne Washington.
Plug away, bro. Give everybody the date and where your show's going to be too, if you have it. If you don't have the info yet, we'll do an episode when it gets closer, maybe February, March or something before the show, and then you can hit us with all the details then.
Okay. So just, like I said, leading up to Nationals, there's a few people I wanted to thank. Dwayne Washington, which was very helpful in helping us put together some of the gear we had on. He's located in Joliet. He makes clothes and stuff. Emerald Hunter, who was a very big part of pushing and getting us on them TV stations. Dave and Deanna, ABKC, been very, very supportive. Just supportive in the ideas and the things myself and Emerald brought to them that we felt would help Nationals out. Ernest Johnson. Ernest Johnson was another person that was low key in the background, helping out a lot too. A lot of people don't know that. But regards to our show,
I've talked to Ernest about your April show already, and we've talked about promoting and advertising for it a little bit already. But you guys gotta keep me in the loop on that. Ringside Commentary live podcast, that'd be crazy from up there. I would be in for that for sure.
For sure, man. We're gonna make it happen. The show is April 21st, Chicago, Illinois. It's at the Chicago Indoor Sports LLC facility, 39th and Ashland, 3900 South Ashland in the city of Chicago, from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. We're gonna have 3 shows. I think we're gonna have 5 to 6 breeds. We're gonna have a section that's gonna be dedicated to seminars being held throughout the day. We're gonna have a section dedicated to stack-offs. And we're going to have a ring dedicated for the 3 ABKC sanctioned shows. We have 201 restaurants, 2 full bars. You have a section that's dedicated to the kids that has, I think, about 100 arcades in it. 3 jumping rooms for the kids. So I mean, it's the parking lot. The parking lot holds 500 to 1,000 cars. So we're gonna have more than enough room. So, like I said, as we get closer to the date, as we get closer to the date, we're gonna put out more information. The layout for the booth layout should be coming out soon. And that's basically it. And like I said, Animalville Breeders, No Malice Bullies are going to continue throwing ABKC shows in Chicago. We're going to actually get them bigger. Next year, we're looking to do a real big, possibly a 2-day event at a big location.
Well, like I said, dude, I got nothing but support for whatever you guys are doing. Let me know if I can get involved. I will for sure. Hakim, I appreciate you being on the Bull-NA-ChinaShop podcast.
Thank you.
I'm going to let you get off here and do the advertisements I got to do to keep this motherfucker rolling. You know what I mean?
Nah, no problem. Appreciate the time. Thank you.
Hey, I appreciate you, sir.
All right.
Man, I love this shit so much. Like, that's a guy that I've watched his program. That's a guy that I watched do this whole promotion for the ABKC, and never got to have a conversation with him. I talked to him like 5 minutes at Nationals, never got to have a conversation with him. And now we just spent an hour on the phone or on the podcast talking about anything and everything. These are the kind of people that I want you guys to pay attention to. The positive people, the people that are on the ground, the people that are actually doing shit, the people that are actually making a difference. You know, there's a lot of these guys screaming into a phone and staring at themselves and licking their lips 150 fucking times, but not really saying shit and not really making an impact and not really improving anything. Why are we paying attention to those people? Why in the fuck are people even concerned with what those people have to say? When we got people, local people all over the country and all over the world that are on the ground beating feet and making an impact. Crazy to me, man. Crazy to me. Now, I'm going to run a couple of ads. As always, the Bull-NA-ChinaShop podcast is brought to you by Bull-NA-ChinaShop TV. If you haven't yet, hit subscribe on YouTube to Bull-NA-ChinaShop TV. It's just an extension of the Bull-NA-ChinaShop podcast. The podcast, the YouTube channel, all the videos, everything that we're doing is basically just to show the world this American Bully ABKC bull breed lifestyle. Dog man, a bully breeder, that whole lifestyle. We're just trying to show people what goes in, all the bullshit that we deal with. The only thing that I don't really show people is the shit scooping that goes on. You know what I mean? So if you haven't yet, check out Bull-NA-ChinaShop TV on YouTube, or check out Bull-NA-ChinaShop TV right here on Facebook. I think we're about to hit 190,000 followers. If you haven't liked that page yet or followed that page, do so, please. If you would like to find any and all episodes of the Bull-NA-ChinaShop podcast, head to bullnachinashop.com/blog. Now, on the blog page, at the top of the page will be the newest episode. All the way at the bottom of the page is the first episode we've done. They're all on there. Just scroll down to go back. If you want to watch video versions, full video versions of the podcast can be found at Bull-NA-ChinaShop TV on YouTube. We're also brought to you by the Bully Embassy. The Bully Embassy is an elite group of breeders, owners, handlers, and judges from all over the world. One of the most sought after groups in the bull breed community and one of the most prestigious groups to be a part of. You can find us at your next event. Just look for the Bully Embassy tent, or catch us on Facebook at the Bully Embassy, or go to thebullyembassy.com. Now, if you guys are wondering, hey, Ty, where are you going to be at? Where are you going? What you got planned the next couple months? I'll tell you what I got planned. Spain. Excuse me. Spain, December 9th. Madrid, Spain. ABKC show. Bullies only. American bullies only. Madrid, Spain, December 9th, Madrid, Spain. After that, nothing planned till Perry in January. True Phase events, Perry, January, always a big thing. You can also find brand new videos I'm going to say 2 videos a week plus the podcast video on the YouTube channel. I think that's it for ads. I love your faces. This just goes to show we're an hour and 5 minutes into our live broadcast. I've been assured by Facebook that last week's broadcast was not shut down. Contrary to popular belief, contrary to the rumor mill, Facebook had nothing to do with the live video shutting down last week. Apparently my app was just being a douchebag. The whole app shut off. My video didn't get blocked. My account didn't get blocked. I didn't get a message from Facebook. You can't shut us down, man. As long as I think if I said pussy hole probably 5 or 6 times, they might shut me down. Like if I just said pussy hole 7 times in a row, that might get me shut down. I think probably 2 is probably going to be pushing it. But other than that, you can't just report somebody and shut their video down. Unless I do something wrong, you can't do shit about it. I don't know how that's gonna sit. There was a whole group dedicated to getting my podcast shut down. How big of an impact is this podcast making if an entire fucking group of people were reporting it to Facebook trying to get it shut down? We're doing it is all I'm saying. For everybody that hates it, I love your face. For everybody that loves it, you already know I love your fucking faces. I'll see you next week, people. Episode 75 next week. I got a little bit of a surprise guest, actually. We've already got it planned out, already got it scheduled. A little bit of a surprise guest. Controversial as fuck. Well, let's see if they try to shut us down next week. As soon as I announce who the next week's guest is, people are going to be fucking... it's going to be like a reporting tornado. Facebook's going to have to hire 4 other people just to handle the amount of reports that we're going to get on our videos. How about that? Anyway, my coffee's gone, motherfuckers. I love your faces. See you next week.